What if your mic could give you studio quality, but with the freedom to move anywhere? Well, today we're going to unbox it. Today's video is kindly sponsored by Maono. So they kindly sent me out this PD200W, and the W stands for wireless. So I've tried out different Maono microphones before. You can go back and have a listen to some of my old videos. The one thing that really stood out to me is this is one of the first dynamic microphones I've seen that actually can run on battery power that's wireless. And I can think of so many different use cases for this, specifically like with your smartphone, if you're maybe further away from the camera, or if you just want to keep your setup nice and minimal with less cables. Now, of course, the wireless feature is just an extra option, but you don't have to use that. And after playing around and listening back to how I sound, I've been really impressed with just the overall audio quality. And for me, the microphone is one of the most important things when it comes to content creation. Like whether you're doing YouTube, podcasting, live streaming, your voice is everything. Even in videos, it's pretty much like half the experience. And most people can watch bad video with good audio, but not so much the other way around. Recently, I was on a search myself trying to find a really good microphone for my desk because I was just tired of booming my shots and having wireless mics. I wanted something like this where I could get nice and close, intimate, and just talk to it. Now, the only problem was that a lot of the good mics are just expensive and maybe not so ideal for the average person. So if you're looking for a really good balance of quality, price, plus some of those unique features sprinkled in, then I definitely think this is a mic you should consider. So after unboxing this mic, I think the first thing I really noticed was just how lightweight it is, especially compared to microphones from Shure, from Rode. A lot of other more premium microphones, they tend to be heavier, but that's not always a good thing because sometimes you just want to put it on an arm on your desk and not worry about it, or maybe you just have it on a stand like this, and so the weight doesn't really matter so much. But despite being lightweight, the build quality is definitely there. It does feel very solid, it looks premium. I really like how it does have the built-in shock absorbent mount. That's really nice for just preventing bumps and clashes on your desk. So if you do accidentally knock your desk, or maybe you want to use the mic while using your keyboard or your mouse, it's going to reduce the vibrations. And yes, you do have some minor branding on each side. It does have the brand name Maono. But overall, the joins, the dials, the connections, and even the pop filter feel really good quality, and they definitely feel like they'll last the test of time. So let's talk about connectivity. So this mic supports USB-C, XLR, and wireless over a 2.4 gigahertz mode. So you're not limited by cables with this microphone, which is something that I really like. A lot of other microphones in the same category, they tend to require an interface, which can just add more money and complexity to your recording setup, or they at least require you to use a USB-C cable, and that means being tethered to your desk. So with this microphone, you don't actually have to worry about all the cable clutter or the restraint of being stuck at your desk. You could actually go further away, walk around the room with the mic, or you could do a really wide shot of you sitting on the sofa, and you don't have to worry about cables and trying to connect that to your laptop. It just removes a bunch of constraints and gives you more freedom. I think for someone wanting to start creating content that wants something in the lower price bracket that sounds really good and has all the features you'd need or want, this is really, really interesting. And I definitely feel like if I was starting out on YouTube, I would go for this. It's even good enough for my videos now if I want to voice over, which is saying something. So in terms of the wireless mode, there is a wireless transmitter and battery inside. The internal battery can last up to 60 hours of use, which is actually pretty mind-blowing. That's a long time of constant recording. And in terms of range, it can transmit up to 60 meters away and has super low latency. But honestly, if you're looking for the absolute best sound quality out of this microphone, you're going to want to use the XLR paired with an interface. I have a Focusrite Scarlett Solo 3. That's an audio interface, and it just connects up to your computer via USB-C. It has an XLR port, which you can just connect up to the mic and to the interface. And the interface is where you do all those control adjustments. So all of the gain as well as the monitoring levels are done through the interface. But this mic also has audio monitoring built right in. There's a 3.5mm jack on the bottom, and all you really need to use it is just power on the microphone, and it works best in USB-C mode. So on the bottom of the mic, you have XLR, USB-C, and that headphone jack for monitoring. You also have a small button on the bottom to control some of the built-in LED lights. The LEDs get nice and bright, pretty nice for if you want to do gaming content or even if you want to do a podcast. Personally, I'd probably leave it turned off for a more minimalistic look, but it's there if you want it. And on the top here, we have this 2-in-1 knob. So this is for gain as well as your audio monitoring volume. And to change between those two different things, you just click it down. Above that's also a mute switch if you want to mute yourself while you are live streaming or podcasting or something like that. So this microphone is a cardioid condenser microphone. And that basically means that the pickup pattern is at the front. So you do need to get quite close to the microphone when you are using it. And it doesn't work well if you get further and further away. So if I move backwards, you're gonna slowly start to hear my voice fade. Or if I start talking at the side here, you're gonna notice it just doesn't sound as good. So you really need to get nice and close to the microphone, ideally like an inch or two away from the end, but there is a capsule inside which is recessed. So even when you get close, you're not right up against the capsule. And I actually really like this type of microphone. I think it's one of my favorites purely because often in like apartments, you can have noises going on outside or neighbors. And so you don't want it to pick that up. And so having this microphone where I have to get so close, it's just really convenient because I know I'm not going to pick up any unwanted noise. It's also great for removing echo in the space around you, or even if you're doing gaming or live streaming, it can remove the keyboard noises and the mouse clicking noises. And overall, a mic like this with a dynamic capsule just helps reject ambient sound, and they tend to be better in untreated rooms. So in terms of the specs of this microphone, it has a 30mm capsule size, an 82 decibel signal to noise ratio, 128 decibel sound pressure level, and it records at a sampling rate of 24 bits at 48 kilohertz. So I just want to give you guys some context just to how much I think this mic is a great bang for your buck. I just picked up the Shure SM7B, which is around 4 times the price of this microphone. And then I also had to buy an interface as well as a cloud lifter and a bunch of other things just to make it work. I even had to buy the stand. The stand is included with this microphone, which is great. And that microphone is just gain heavy. Like it requires a lot of gain to get it going. And this microphone right here doesn't. So I can have the gain lower, less noise, less static. And overall, it sounds just as good straight out of the box. And it's just way easier to set up. And just for a quick comparison, this is how the Shure SM7B sounds when connected to the same interface using the same cable in the same recording software. So yeah, I think it sounds personally pretty damn close. Now, obviously, there's very specific things the SM7B is good at. And so, if you are doing more professional level studio quality stuff, then yeah, it might come in handy. But if you just need a mic for like YouTube videos or live streaming or gaming, I really feel like after a little bit of compression, people aren't actually going to notice the difference. Like maybe the SM7B has a slight edge, but at more than 4 times the cost, I don't think it's worth it for you guys. If you're just content creators or you're in that category, unless you want to be like super, super extra and have the law of diminishing returns kick in, which is like, to get 1% better, you have to pay twice as much. If you want to go that way, you can obviously do that, but most people probably won't notice. But this microphone even has a really similar design, like overall it looks pretty similar, and you can mount it on an arm if you want, or it comes included with this nice desk stand, and it's really adjustable. You can change the angle of the microphone, you can change the height, and it is weighted, and there are rubber stoppers on the bottom to absorb shock. And yeah, it stays nice and sturdy on the desk, feels very premium and solid. And I think it's way better than an arm if you just want to get nice and close and you don't want to have to worry about the extra room that an arm takes. But again, really depends on your scenario and what exactly you're doing. Ultimately, this mic lets me stop worrying about my voice sounding amateur, and it lets me focus more on my content. The fact it's so easy to set up and it can do wireless as well, it just gives you more possibilities in what you can do. Plus with the minimal branding, the microphone's not distracting when it is in the content, because I actually quite like this type of shot, like with the microphone on the desk. I think it has like podcast vibes. Like it's a bit more cozy, a bit more realistic than the out of frame look. So now I'm going to do a little test between all the different modes. So this right here is the XLR mode. So pretty much the whole video has been recorded in this mode. Now let's switch over to USB-C. And right now, this is how it sounds through USB-C. So I am monitoring through my headphones plugged into the mic. There is like a slight echo, like slight delay. Sounds a little bit different than my interface. But yeah, the microphone is just plugged into my MacBook Pro through USB-C. And this is how it sounds. So yeah, I don't know if it sounds any different. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. But yeah, I'm going to have a little listen back and I'll see if it sounds any different and put it on screen. But what's great about using this microphone with USB-C or with the wireless receiver using the phone app or computer app is Maono makes some great software. So they have a bunch of different softwares on different platforms. One of my favorite ones is the Maono Link software. So that just gives you some more control over things like the EQ as well as the tone of the microphone. And it also gives you on-screen control of the gain as well as the monitoring levels. And there's even an advanced mode where you can do more things like change the limiter as well as the compressor. And there's also a smartphone app which you can do all this stuff in as well when you are using the receiver. So this is the receiver that allows it to be wireless. It's literally just a tiny USB-C dongle, and you plug that into your laptop or your phone or your iPad or whatever you want to have this microphone connected to. And you can just control it via the app and record straight away or use it for video calls, whatever you want. And I think this is the most convenient feature that this microphone offers for sure. There's also this button on the bottom of the receiver that turns on the AI background cancellation mode, so it will just focus on your voice. But there's also a USB-C on the side, so you can even charge your phone or your laptop directly through the connector. So right now I'm just recording in the wireless mode, and that means of course I can just walk away from my desk when I'm recording. But the cool part is you can even monitor the audio through headphones by just plugging into that jack on the bottom, and it even works through wireless mode. Something I was even impressed at was it even has wireless pass-through. So when I'm watching content on my computer, the audio even goes through the transmitter into the mic and then through the headphones. So I can even listen to YouTube videos or play back my audio, and I can listen to it straight through the monitoring, which is really, really useful. So yeah, there is going to be a bit of a difference when you are using it wirelessly because it's transmitting over 2.4 gigahertz. And in theory, it should lose a little bit more information than XLR. But let me know what you think sounds the best down below. Do you think this sounds worse, or would you use this? I personally feel like this sounds just as good. It's pretty close, but it just gives you more flexibility. Yeah, I really like this. Wow, it's kind of cool just walking around. I'm so used to being tethered with my microphone to my setup. So yeah. If you have made it this far in the video, definitely do leave an orange heart down below in the comment section. I really appreciate everyone that sticks around, and if you haven't already, definitely do subscribe. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about this microphone. Do you think I could use this for my videos like full time? And if you're thinking about starting out doing some content yourself, do let me know what you're doing, because I'm super interested in what you guys are doing as well. Like, it works both ways. It's not just about me, it's also about you guys. So yeah, I've actually been really enjoying using this, and I'm actually going to use this now for like short form content when I may be moving around a little bit more for sure. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.